Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to the Turntable House for another discussion about Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. This time I'm going to talk about the code on the book. I know what you're thinking. What do we need this for? Didn't Rim Games and MatPat already do videos explaining the code? Are you just going to repeat what they said? Yes, they did. I disagree with them, and I'm not going to say the same things. I'm not going to argue with Rim Games or MatPat. Rim Games obviously put a lot of thought into his theory, and MatPat was obviously impressed with it, and that's fine. I just have a theory of my own that I think is more likely to be right. Obviously, I don't really know. As MatPat says, it's just a theory. And this is my theory. Here's where my theory starts. I know it says Lesson 1 on the screen, but I'm not just using this shot as a visual metaphor. This is literally where my theory starts. In Episode 5, Red Guy listens to a tape to try to learn how to drive. Lesson 1 starts out with these words. First things first, this is very important. Before you even set foot in the vehicle, you'll need to pick out a name for your personalized license plate. Anything at all except DJ Bimbags, where the I is a 1 and the G is a 6 and the S is a Z. So I'm thinking of getting... So symbols are translated into letters they resemble, like in LEET. LEET speak, noun, an informal language or code used on the internet in which standard letters are often replaced by numerals or special characters that resemble the letter in appearance. Users communicate in LEET speak. So now let's look at the keyboard. It's not a perfect match, but the question mark is in the same place as a real keyboard. That sad face uses a parentheses as a mouth, a colon as eyes, and it's over in the same part of the keyboard as both of those symbols. These arrow keys on the left look like tab and shift keys, and up at the top, look at those keys. 3 dots, 2 lines, 1 squiggle, and a dot. 3, 2, 1, 0 maybe? They're numbers. Okay, one last point before we move on. Becky and Joe know who their target audience is. I think it's unlikely that they would come up with a code that requires a degree to crack. That's been my biggest problem with a lot of the theories about the show. They're just too complicated and are based on facts that are brought in from outside the show. They're overthinking it. My theories are based solely on what I see in the show. If you think I'm missing pieces, well, that's possible, but I think it's just not fair to make a show that gives you homework. When I don't like a movie and people tell me you had to read the book to understand it, I say it's a bad movie. Yes, I'll say it. 2001: A Space Odyssey sucked monkey butt. Every work of art must stand or fall on its own. Unless it's part of a series or commentary or a parody or pop culture reference or some other exception that I can't think of at the moment. So it's not a hard rule, but it's how I looked at this. And like I said, if you think I'm missing something, that's fair. Okay, let's take a look at the book. What letters do we see hidden among the symbols? H, O. Now, this could be an M or a W, but look. How to. A backward to, that's an S. C, A. Now, this might be a second A, but it might just be there so that the A isn't too obvious. That's what I think, so I'm going to count it as just one A. Ooh, look, a P. It's starting to make sense. Now this one is kind of difficult. You have to use your imagination to round it out, but when you do, it looks like a lowercase e. Is that one cheating? I kind of feel like it's cheating, but I called a backwards 2 an S, and it doesn't look like anything else. Now let's put it together. How to escape. How to escape. And that's my theory.